Hey guys, in this lecture, we are going to be going over the rubric for the modified or updated 2020 APUSH exam, all right? So, these are the updates to just go over really quickly. The test is on Friday, May 15th at 11 a.m. It is online, and it is 45 minutes. So you'll have 45 minutes to write your DBQ and then 5 minutes to upload your answers. There will be a lot more information coming out to teachers and to you guys in the coming weeks about how the online testing is going to work and all the steps, and there'll be some opportunities to practice this. So we will go over that more later when that information comes out. Today we're just going to be going over the rubric and what you need to know about that, okay? But again, the test is Friday, May 15th at 11 a.m. You will need to log in before, like about 30 minutes before, because there will be a bunch of steps that you have to take, and it'll take some time to log in, so you want to be ready by 11 when the test is live. So start, getting ready around 10:30 on that Friday. So the topic for the DBQ will be from time periods 3 through 7. So that is 1754 through 1945, which, to put that into context, that's like the French and Indian War, the beginning of the American Revolution, all the way through, the rest of the 1700s, 1800s into the 20th century, and that ends with World War II. Okay, the modifications for this year is that instead of the usual 7 documents, there will be 5 documents. And instead of the usual 7-point rubric, there's a 10-point rubric. So they did this to kind of fit it into the time period, so it's a little bit shorter because you only have 45 minutes, and then also give you more opportunities to score points, okay? So let's go over how that rubric is going to work. First thing, thesis, right? This is the same as it's always been. What we've learned all year with our thesis is the same. It's worth 1 point. It should be in the introductory or intro paragraph. You need to answer the question, not just restating it. You need to make an argument, so you really need to take a position or a stance. It is likely to be one of those to what extent questions, right? So think about that scale we always draw on the whiteboard, totally or not at all, and pick a place on that line. And then you also need to preview the points you're going to make in your body paragraphs, right? You need to give clear reasons that support your position or stance that you're taking. Not too vague, right? But not too specific either. Next point is context. So that's the same as always, 1 point. This should also be in the intro paragraph, all right? And you guys have been doing really good with context, so I expect you to continue to do well with this. Basically, you're setting the scene, right? What is going on in history, immediately before this topic that is relevant, right? You're going to set the scene, lead the reader into your thesis. It has to be specific, right? So you have to name like a person, place, or thing, and it's got to be connected to your argument, right? It really, again, has to lead the reader into your thesis. It's not just some random thing and then thesis, okay? Aim for like 2, 3, 4 sentences. All right, you don't need to write too much, especially because we have such a limited time on this DBQ. Really just keep it, 2, 3, 4 sentences, get to your thesis, and then the rest of your essay, all right? Next up is documents. So again, there are 5 documents, okay? And you can get up to 3 points on this rubric based on how you use those documents, okay? So again, there's 5 documents. At least one of them will be a visual source, and I am informed that they will be somewhat shorter in length, the written ones, to make up again for the shortened time, because you guys only have 45 minutes. So they'll be a little bit smaller than a usual DBQ. So if you describe the content of at least 2 documents, that's 1 point. That should be super easy. You guys are pros at that. You can definitely get that point. The next is kind of taking it to the next level and adding in that analysis. So if you use at least 2 documents to support your argument, so there's clear analysis of at least 2 docs, that's 1 point. If you take it a step further and do that analysis for 4 documents, you can get another point, all right? So the aim, of course, is to use 4 documents, right? That'll get you the most amount of points, but I always try to say, just try to use all of them in case you make some sort of mistake, all right? For happy analysis, right, our historical context, audience, purpose, and point of view analysis, you can get up to 2 points, okay? So if you use happy, if you reference one of those 4 things in your analysis for 1 document, you get 1 point, okay? And if you do it for another document, so if you do it for 2, you get 2 points, okay? Sorry, let me go back there. I know we have kind of, not spent too much time in class on this because it is an advanced skill. I know on all of our DBQs that we've written, it's been extra credit, but here's an opportunity to try to get it in, right? Because you only have to do it for 1 document, and you can get a point, right? Some key things to remember is that this is analysis, right? So it's in your analysis part. It's gotta relate to your analysis of the document and really add to your argument, right? You're not just randomly mentioning one of those 4 things. You're not just randomly throwing in the historical context, the audience, the purpose, or the point of view. It really has to do with your analysis and your connection between that document, that piece of evidence, and your thesis, okay? So if you feel comfortable doing this, if you feel like you have a good grasp on it, go for it. Try to do this. If you still feel like you don't understand how to do happy, you don't get it, don't worry about it too much. Don't focus on it too much because, again, you have really limited time. It's only 45 minutes. So focus on the points you can get, okay? Next up is outside info. And you can get up to 2 points on this. So if you provide 1 piece of outside information, that's 1 point. So that's same as always on our DBQs. But they're adding in this additional opportunity to add in more pieces of outside information and get more points. So if you can provide a second piece of outside information, you can get another point. All right, so you can get up to 2 points on that part. Again, it has to be specific, right? You got to name a person, a place, or a thing. Okay, it's not vague. And it's got to be more than just a reference, right? So it's not just like a little phrase or a sentence that you throw in there. It's really got to be meaty, right? So aim for like 2 or 3 sentences. And really you're using this as the same way you'd use a document. So this is in your body paragraphs, right? And it's the same way you'd use a document. So you provide that piece of evidence, right? It's a specific person, place, or thing. You analyze it just like you're analyzing the documents, and you're connecting it to your thesis, just like you're connecting the documents to your thesis, okay? Last is complex understanding. So this is the same as always as well. It is 1 point if you are able to show that you have a complex understanding of this topic and U.S. history in general. This can be in the conclusion. That's generally where I have taught you guys to put it, but you can actually put it throughout the essay, and it can be awarded that way as well. It's got to be connected to or in some way kind of strengthen your argument. So again, really connected to your thesis. The thesis is the key to this essay, right? So everything has to go back to the thesis, all your analysis, all your outside info, and complex understanding. All of it has to go back to the thesis. It also, again, has to be more than just a reference. It can't be just like a phrase or whatever, or a sentence that you throw in. You really want to aim for like 2 or 3 sentences, okay? So there's lots of examples of how this can be done. The main one that we've talked about and you guys have practiced the most is the whole kind of hashtag topic, right? It's the same topic, but a different time or place. So if the prompt is about, women's, suffrage movement in the 1800s or whatever, right? You could talk about that same topic, but in a different time period, like maybe later in the 20th century, or a different place, like maybe in England, bringing in something that you remember from AP Euro, right? You can also do this a number of other ways. You can kind of explain the nuance of a topic or a document. If a topic If the topic or even a particular document is complicated, there's lots of shades, there's gray areas to the issue. If you kind of explain that, that is showing complex understanding. Another way you can do complex understanding is adding in kind of multiple or alternative views or perspectives, right? A lot of time in history, there's lots of views that you can take on a particular topic or a particular event. So if you kind of add in, that, hey, there's this other view, or here, this is what other people think about this topic, or another perspective to look at this topic from, that's another way you can show complex understanding. All right. So that is the updated 2020 rubric for the DBQ.